Hello, my name is Gabriel and I'm a game developer. I just released my first game and I'm showcasing all that I've learned and showing you the progress of my second game. Yesterday I made the projectiles work. I didn't show you how it looked. It seemed like a good idea, but I'm not so sure anymore. So you have to hit the cube from behind and you have to hit the balls from the front. If you miss one of the balls, you lose it forever, and you need it because it generates your health. So there's a value here that's just showing that it's working. The health bar is going down. You see -1, -2. So you need the sphere projectile in order to live. The yellow projectile. You need the yellow projectile and you need to miss the green one. And it seemed like a good idea, but now it's time to build it up because it's um, glitchy. I don't know. I'm not sure how to describe it. The character movement is bad. You feel very slow. I mean, yeah, look at this. The character moves. You see that? I only move like a millimeter in one direction, left and right, and it moves like very fast. And maybe if you play like this, so if you play that you turn around on the edge of the touchpad, the touch input, then maybe it could work. But what if one projectile is coming from here and one from here and you need to be fast? So you do like this, pam pam. It's just, you see, I cannot even do it now because it's not like intended. I'm not sure. It's morning for me still, so I'll do some play testing and tinker with the movement of the character and projectiles as well, because as maybe you've noticed that the yellow projectile is faster than the green one. I'll test it out because when they were at the same time coming at the player, it was just too difficult. I know I have to miss the green projectile and I still, my mind goes, okay, I'm gonna hit it because it's or maybe I should just remove the broccoli altogether and just have burgers fly at you, right? Maybe that's a better idea. This is how you build the game. Yeah, the important part of the development is of course play testing, but you don't have anything to play test if you spend a month on a single like demo. So I've spent like maybe half an hour yesterday to make it work, and now I can see if it's even a good idea. If it's not, delete and try something new. You have to be that fast to make a lot of iterations, and especially don't do this. I mean, you can try. I did it. It was a mistake, a big mistake. In my mind, I was like, okay, it works. Like, the logic works, but it's not really good. Never mind, I'll move on forward. I'll add skins, cosmetics, I'll build everything around that single core game logic, and then later on I'll redo it. I'll just reshape the movement of the character a little bit, or projectiles switch their size or something like that. Huge mistake. Huge. And when I'm talking to you right now like this, you can see it from the third perspective. It was a dumb idea, yeah. But when you're actually doing it, even now, I know that I thought that I've learned from my past mistake, and still an idea came to my mind. Okay, but if I make the burger, that cheeseburger that's coming at you, with some animation, spinning animation, and when he spawns, he doesn't just go like this, he goes like pum pum, and something like that. And when you have your character that's ready like this to catch the food that's coming at him, then maybe it will be fine. No, it won't. Like, even I made that mistake the first time, and I still have that like voice in my head. Maybe this is fine after I do this. No, if the game is not fun, it's not good at this stage with just some simple meshes and like cubes, squares, something like that. It won't be fun even if you add the cosmetics, because eventually you'll figure that out, but it will be too late, because you cannot change the you've already made. You would think that, okay, I made some cosmetic and I'll be able to use it even if after I change the core mechanic of the game, like the game logic, the movement and everything like that, physics. No, you would think that, but even like the slightest change of the core mechanic will probably expand and move onto other subjects of the game development, and you'll have to like when you change one, you change three other in the other directions, so it's just a compounding effect, and it's a nightmare. So the goal is to make the game fun and ready to play like this, with no cosmetics, no skins, no nothing. And yeah, and at least if you go by that route, you can actually make a lot of. Maybe your second try is your game, okay? Or maybe the third one, or maybe even the first one. But if you just go like, okay, it does not work, I know that it doesn't work, but I'll change it later. I mean, see for yourself. I'm not gonna make that mistake the second time for sure. I'll. I had an idea. I needed to say something, but I forgot. I'll try to make this work, and we'll see. Yeah, one other thing is when I just play tested and showed you the demo. The level, like the window is this big, okay? So the device is probably this big, okay? But your mobile phone is not. It's much smaller, and you'll realize that the longer you make this, the wider the whatever, it's the movement is just gonna be so much different. Okay, so you see this, it's different than before. I can move much more left and right than I was able to do it when I was on a smaller screen. You see this, it's much faster. So don't try to, I mean, try to play test your game actually on a device that you're gonna be publishing it on, so a mobile phone, because the first time that I made my 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 first game, I made it so that the movement was fine for me play testing it on my personal computer, but after I switched to an Android phone, it was not good. So I had to remake it all over again. So it would be wise to transfer the project as soon as possible to your phone and play test it as soon as possible. And that's even another point. There is, you can actually then give your phone to other people, your friends or family, and they can play test it and tell you that the game's shit. uh, so yeah, I'll try to transfer it, but yeah, you don't know how to do that, and I'll show you. I'll tell you exactly what to do. Let me just find the documentation. Okay, I found it. So the mistake that I did the first time was I searched everywhere on how to transfer my game to my mobile phone. Everywhere, but in one place that I should have gone to first. So when you first start your game dev journey and you don't know anything, you'll probably go to YouTube, because it's easier to learn there, because they can actually show you exactly where their mouse cursor is going and what they are clicking. And you're not gonna be going to like official documentation and read there, because first of all you'll see that when you type something, I think I released that video, you type something in their documentation and there's nothing on it, just a simple like paragraph and not how to use it or anything like that. But this is an important but, sometimes the information is just there. And what I realized, if the information is so difficult to find, you cannot find it anywhere. For example, in this example is like, I found some videos on YouTube on how to do it, but they were on Unreal Engine 4, on a previous version of Unreal Engine. And even if it was on Unreal Engine 5, still, it did not work. And it seemed so complicated. Like, so complicated. You're making a game. I made a game. It was hard. My first game, I learned everything from scratch by myself. But this, when you see that video, you're like, okay, my brain hurts. And there's no guarantee that it will work, and you'll probably mess up your game engine or your files, and I don't know how to revert that. So if you get to that point and you're like, okay, why is no one talking about this? Why? Because obviously, like, where's everyone learning this from? If that question comes to your mind, the answer sometimes, usually, comes to the information is just so easy to find that no one's having a hard time doing it. And once that settles in, that simple answer, so you search on their official Unreal Engine documentation and you find Advanced Android SDK Setup. So you actually click on Android support, getting started, and setup for Android is in Unreal Engine. And there are a few boxes there. Now you're gonna be thinking, okay, I'm just gonna do setting up Android SDK and NDK, and that's easier. You'll see, even they recommend you doing that. Every single time that I tried it, it did not work. I don't know why. I'm not gonna repeat the same mistake again. I always go to advanced setup because advanced setup worked like a charm. The thing is, you cannot skip a single sentence. Read through it as many times as you can and follow every single step by step. Do not skip any. You would think, okay, I ran through this paragraph a little bit, okay, it doesn't matter. Don't, because in that single paragraph they tell you do not do this because the game engine will not work, or the Android setup. So that's that. The main point of me like telling you all of this is that simple point that I'm trying to instill on you is, if the answer is so hard to find, then maybe, probably, the answer is actually so easy to find that no one's having a hard time solving it, and no one's showing you how to do it then, because why would someone show you how to do this? Because it's so easy. And yeah, and another thing, even if you find something on YouTube or some posts, I don't know, these things tend to change so fast that you have to actually go to the documentation and see what they tell you, because there's even a few requirements. You have to have a certain requirements that change. For example, Google, when they when every time a new Android version comes up, you have to update everything. So new keys, like for example new SDK and NDK, I know that now it doesn't seem like you cannot understand me, but in short, you have to go to documentation because the rules change so fast that you have to follow the real source. Even if you have a video of a guy 3 months ago, he posted on how to do it, it might not work because they changed the rules. Okay, I transferred my game, and immediately the first thing I realized was the game is horizontal. The game is horizontal, and I have to change that in the project settings. And then after that I got an error. I mean, it's not a real, it's a warning. Permissions required. You must approve this permission in app settings, storage. Now, I believe I know what this is. I haven't done it in a while, but you don't actually have to go in your Android storage, like settings, and add permission. You actually have to add that in your game engine, and there's a somewhere permission. You type you go to project settings and permission. Yeah, and you have advanced APK packaging. You have to add your permissions there. Just ask your AI on what to write there. You have to write a little snippet of code, and it should work. I'm not completely sure. I'll try it now, so we'll see. I'm so glad I'm doing these videos because I remember the first time that I encountered this issue. In my mind, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna remember this the next time. And of course, I don't. Now, on this storage issue. You'll search on the web and see some solutions, permissions, the same thing that I just told you right now. Still the same warning message. What you actually have to do now, the first time that I did this, it made no sense. Now it does make some sense a little bit, but this is not a solution. I have to fix it. I'll fix it later. So when you open your project, you have you'll see the first thing that you'll see is Unreal Engine logo, so the background or whatever, and you have to go into project settings and disable that. Show launch image, disable that. I cannot explain why, but that messes the thing up, so just disable it. I'll probably get back on this point later, but just to explain some things, you have to have this. So I'll try to make this is just a duct tape over it and to make it work for now, but you have to have the launch image on enabled, because you will have a lot of stuff loading from Google or billing client, or for your ads, or all that sort of things. So Google sign in and cloud save, you will probably have that opening and launching on the first time you open your app and your game. And I tried it without, so there's just a black screen, and most of my friends told me that they felt like the game not crashed, but it was too slow to start. Yeah, but it's the same launch time. Just when they usually play other games, they have the launch image open, and they can actually see something, so they can see that something is loading, and you have to have that. So for now I'll disable it, and you're lucky if someone sees these videos that there's a lot of information here that I spent a lot of time, to try to fix. So we'll see. The game is working, and I'm not that point in the game development right now for this game, but you can see how the game actually looks on my PC. So you can see that the colors, they are the white is white, so it works fine. Even these squares, I'm not sure how visible is that on a camera, but it's glowing a little bit. So and these shadows, everything looks okayish. It looks nice, but when you open the project on your mobile phone, it looks like shit. Now I will try to make it look like a little bit better later on, because for now I just loaded the level and didn't do any lighting or any of that sort. But you can see, I hope you can see, there, like all the colors are so plain, and so the green is not glowing, it's just a plain old simple green, and my character is not white, it's actually yellow. So yeah, it just looks much worse on your mobile phone than it does on your PC, even though you have your preview set up for PC. So I already set up the PC to show me how the game would look on my mobile phone. Still, a world difference. So I'll I'll try to fix it later, but for now I'll try playtesting my game. And honestly, I remember the first time I made this work, made my game work on my mobile phone. It felt amazing, amazing. After going through so much shit, so much to make it even so like you can see it on your mobile phone. Amazing feeling, amazing. Yeah, but now it's like, okay, it works. Next, let's go. But yeah, I'll do some playtesting right now. And oh yeah, and one more thing. You'll see that when you immediately see that when you first load your project, you need to test your game, but your game launches itself, like your level actually launches itself on game launch. So there's no quit or play button or anything like that. So you cannot actually test the game. Every time you have to restart the level, you actually have to exit from the game and start over. And the sooner you do the main menu, like play, start level or quit level, it'll be easier to play test the game logic itself, because you don't have to manually close the game each time you have to restart the level. So yeah, play testing time. The ideas that I had yesterday that seemed good do not seem as such today, but that's good. We testing. Either way, I wanted this game to be as simple as possible and just release it as fast as possible. But when I had a lot of these projectiles spawning at the same time, even if there are two projectiles spawning at the same time, I don't think it will work. I cannot visualize how it would look. I need to actually do it, but for now I'll try to make just one projectile and make his acceleration and speed like really good, and after that we'll see, maybe add the second one, but I'm not sure. In my mind, how I want the projectile to move to the character is like a slingshot. So you start fast and then you start slowing down the closer you get to your character, and maybe even a little arc would be nice, but I don't think I'll be able to do that, but we'll try. Now the problem that I've encountered with my game currently is a bit weird, but I fixed it. I'm gonna show you because I'll probably get to the same spot in my future games and I want to like rewatch the video. So as you can see here, when I click on this touchpad, can you see that? When I click on this touchpad, it's not centered. It moves like a bit downward, and it still works. It works perfectly. It works the same actually as it would be if it was centered, but it's a bit weird on the eyes. You feel like you're missing the point because you're going downward. You think you're up, but you're actually not. You're where you're supposed to be, but visually it shows you that you are pointing upwards. And the reason for that is, I hope you can see that everything is too dark in this game, but this region here, the display cutoff, or it's called, yeah, display cutout region. So where iPhones have their cameras, or Samsung, or whatever phone you have, there's a camera here, and this part of the screen is black, so it's not being used. But I specifically enabled that in the project settings, so it should be working. And because of that, something weird is happening. I'm not sure. It's pushing it up, but then it's pushing it down. And the solution was to set the target SDK version to a number of 35. Now, I'm not gonna explain to you what's SDK, but just do it. Type in your project settings target SDK to number 35. That number usually changes as Google and new Android phones get out, so it will be higher and higher. But the weird thing is the Unreal Engine will not work unless it's on a number 35, but they put it on 34 as a default. I don't know why, but maybe they missed it. So when you set it up for 35, the cutout, the whole screen, your Android screen, is being used, and the touch input works as it should. I'll try moving the acceleration of the projectile a little bit, so I hope I get it up and running in like half an hour. I think that's it for me today. I don't think I've actually filmed much, but that's because I was mostly playtesting on my phone, and I was actually in my mind thinking how and what to change to make it more fun. And I think that's a mistake sometimes. When I first started this journey in game dev, it took me a while to make my ideas come to life. And because of that, I had to think a lot in my head what I actually wanted to do, and then go down that route. But now it takes me maybe 15-20 minutes for like a basic concept of the game and how it plays. And I think I should probably spend more time on that than on thinking of or trying to visualize how the game will look or feel in this certain way. Yeah, a lot of wasted time like that. And if it takes you that like 15 or 20 minutes to make a concept, just do it. 7 concepts a day, fine. Just go next, and one of them is hopefully gonna be fine. So the last thing I did was I made the projectile movement, its acceleration and deceleration, yeah, probably more linear. So it starts off fast and it slows down as it approaches the character, and I tried different things. I tried the other way around, or it slows down in the middle, or on the ends. But I don't think that, it's just not fun. Yeah, it's not fun. I mean, this game is not like some groundbreaking game that's gonna change how people play or see games, but it's just a practice run for me to try to make a game as fast as possible, and learn some new stuff like sculpting. So yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of time on the things that I already know and try to refine them, because my main goal now is to focus on the things that I don't know. For example, Blender. I'm not good at it, so that's the goal now. And the mic is too low. Great. I'm not filming it again. And yeah, that's it. Tomorrow I'll try to make. I have a few ideas, which one of them is to make the projectile max speed, like the speed will go up and up as you play the game. So with for example, each projectile that hits you, the speed, the next projectile speed will be probably +5 or +3 or something like that. I'll try that, and if that doesn't work, I will try adding 3 different projectile speeds. And so basically the normal projectile will have the lowest speed and have no particles around it. The second fastest will be like a yellow glow around it, and the fastest will be red. So you kind of, it's not too repetitive. I mean, I'll see, we'll try, because now when I play the game, it's first of all, it's too easy, and I mean, maybe if I add more speed, I'm not sure but you get very used to and very fast. You get used to the speed very fast, so you're just moving your mouse cursor or a thumb. So we'll see tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Yeah, that's it. Night.